Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back. This is an update video. About 3 weeks ago, almost 4 weeks ago, I made a batch of biochar, just a small batch. I wanted to share with you guys how you could do that at home. And now we've got a finished product. So check this out. So you can see here, everything is semi-dried out. I stopped adding any moisture, any liquid in here a few days ago. And if you look closely, you can see little bits of biochar in here. So this is now absolutely perfect and ready to go in the garden. You can see a lot of the straw has broken down. There's still a few dirt clods in here from the native soil I added in, but this is just exactly what I was looking for. So all I've done to this batch after where I had left off on the previous video was I continually added in moisture every few days and continued to stir up the batch. And what I was using was fish pond water with the fish waste, and that was helping to continually charge this biochar. But there's other things you can use. I talked about making a batch of compost tea, even human urine. If you don't have any type of pharmaceuticals in your system, that's a usable substance as well. So I just want to share with you this really cool gardening tool I was using to mix this batch. This is called the Garden Claw Gold. This is kind of an old school cultivating tilling tool. I picked this up at a garage sale. You could still buy these on Amazon though, and it worked really well for mixing up this smaller batch of biochar and amendments in here, as you can see. So I recommend using something like this if you're following this tutorial. This just made it a whole lot easier. So now that our biochar is done, what can we do with it? There's many different ways to utilize this in the garden. You can use it as a top dressing, one of my favorite ways to use it. So just go around the base of some of your plants, around the drip line is best. And this is going to continually slow feed your plants and help to build your soil tilth, add fertility to the soil. You can also include this into a potting mix and have some really fertile soil. So if you want to bring in a bag of store-bought potting mix and mix it into here, you can really stretch this out and make it go a long way. Or if you're just breaking ground, starting a new garden plot, and you're going to be doing a little bit of tillage, you can add this in and till it right in. So there's many different ways to use this. But before I actually go about using this in my garden, I'm going to supercharge this batch. Now, you don't need to do this, but if you do, you're going to be amazed at the results you get in your garden. And I'm going to explain to you what I'm putting in here and why it's so important. So the first amendment I'm going to be adding into this biochar batch to supercharge it is this azomite mycorrhized rock dust minerals, full of all the trace minerals that your plants need to grow healthy, become pest and disease resistant, and in turn those plants are going to feed you all those minerals as well. Minerals are super important for overall health, so you can add this in earlier in the process as you're allowing your biochar to become charged and inoculated. But I really just gave you a base foundation, a really simple way to make biochar without having to spend any extra cash on any other materials. So I'm adding this in now because, for one, I have it and it's of great benefit. I'm just going to take a half a scooper full here and we'll just add that into the batch. That's awesome. Next, I'm going to be adding in some fresh worm castings from my worm compost bin. Now, worm castings aren't just high in added nutrients, but they have beneficial bacteria and microbes that are going to feed this batch, really bring it to life. So we're going to add that on in. And you can see there's still some worms in there as well. It's okay if we get worms in the batch, they're just going to go right in the garden. And finally, I'm going to be adding in a high quality potting mix just to stretch out this batch, make it go further. I really do like this Kellogg's Organic Patio Mix, and I'll just read some of the ingredients that are in here. There's rice hulls, poultry manure, peat moss, oyster shells, kelp meal, worm castings, bat guano, lots of good stuff to add in. So once again, I'm going to use my Garden Claw cultivating tool and mix everything together. And I'm just going to turn this a couple times with the shovel here as well. Get everything thoroughly mixed. All right, so I took my time and I got everything thoroughly mixed here. And just like that, we've now supercharged this batch of biochar. It's ready to go in the garden, in your potting mixes, what have you. Biochar is amazing. It can last in the soil profile for 1,000 years. We've got life and microbes and nutrients and minerals and everything in here that's going to feed your plants, going to feed you. If you found this video helpful or entertaining in any way, I sure would appreciate if you give it a rating. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. New uploads every week, sometimes every day, and I'm always updating you on all the different projects going on around here. So thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. I'll be talking to you again real soon.